News Talk 610 AM and 102.1 FM. KVNU.
5:05 now on this hot Thursday afternoon, and with your KVNU local headlines for Hour 2 of KVNU's For the People show, I'm Will Fiore. Well, the Cache County School District has scheduled a truth and taxation hearing that's coming up a week from tonight, August 6th at 6 o'clock, regarding a proposed 37% property tax increase. Now, the hearing at the district boardroom will address the hike, which is projected to generate over $8.6 million in new revenue. Now, according to Cache County Auditor Matt Funk, the increase would raise taxes on a $549,000 home by around $210 annually. Now, the district's 2027 proposal follows a September 2025 denial by state officials after the district had failed to meet revised transparency laws. Now, altogether, 5 local municipalities are also seeking property taxes next year. Logan is proposing a nearly 23% hike, while River Heights is facing a 73% increase. Now, public hearings for those cities, along with Hyde Park, North Logan, and Wellsville, will be taking place throughout August. In other news, Utah has joined California and the Federal Trade Commission in a federal lawsuit against telehealth company Hims & Hers, alleging that the firm trapped consumers in unauthorized subscriptions and then unlawfully shared private health data. Now, the complaint, which was filed in the Northern District of California, claims that Hims & Hers had promoted a free consultation that immediately enrolled users in recurring prescription plans without explicit consent. Now, it also alleges that the company shared sensitive health information with advertisers like Meta and Snap, despite promising strict privacy. Now, Utah Attorney General Derek Brown stated that residents had faced a subscription trap while their most personal data was being shipped to advertisers. Now, the lawsuit is seeking a permanent injunction along with consumer compensation and civil penalties. Now, Hims & Hers have denied the allegations in a statement, calling the claims baseless and vowing to vigorously defend itself while maintaining that customers control their data. And finally, in sports, a BYU football player who survived a high-profile school shooting as a teenager is now facing multiple misdemeanor charges following a driving under the influence arrest in Provo. Now, Ephraim Asiata was charged in Utah County with a DUI, along with possession of alcohol by a minor, having an open container, using false proof of age, and providing false personal information to law enforcement. Now, a sheriff's deputy had stopped Asiata after midnight on July 2nd for a traffic violation. Prosecutors claim that Asiata initially gave a fake name and later admitted to using a fraudulent license to buy booze. Now, a preliminary screening tested positive for both alcohol and THC. Now, Asiata, a BYU linebacker, is the son of former Minnesota Vikings running back Matt Asiata. In 2022, he survived a shooting near Hunter High School. Now, BYU athletics officials say that the situation is currently under evaluation. Well, we've had temperatures in the mid-90s today, and now we'll see overnight temps drop into the mid-60s as more hot weather is coming our way for tomorrow and into the weekend, as we'll continue to see clear skies. Temperatures tomorrow around 100, then 104 on Saturday, 103 on Sunday. Doesn't look like we've got any chance of moisture coming through the next 7 days. We sure need the moisture, though. And it's Ron Keller Tire that brings you our weather here at the top of the hour. Why wait? Why schedule? When you can pull right into a Ron Keller Tire, and they can take care of all your tire needs. They're located in Logan, Preston, Tremonton, and Malad. It's Ron Keller Tire. And for KVNU News, I'm Will Fiore.
Owning a business may be stressful, but insuring it doesn't have to be. This is Matt Robbins with the Alera Group, formerly Quality First Insurance. Our experienced agents have been in the industry for many years and understand the challenges you face. As an independent agency, we have access to multiple carriers like Auto Owners Insurance to ensure you get the policy that's right for your company. Let's give your business insurance a fresh look. Call us today, 435-752-0101.
As our world changes, we'll keep you up to date. News Talk KVNU, 102 FM, 610 AM. Also on the new KVNU mobile app.
Intermountain Budge ENT Clinic has an experienced and caring team of physicians and staff to assist you with all of your ear, nose, and throat concerns, including head and neck surgery. Doctors Kaiser and Wilson and their staff at Intermountain Budge ENT Clinic will work together to provide excellent care and support throughout the entire surgery process, from your pre-op visit to your full recovery. And they accept all insurance. For more information about Doctors Kaiser or Wilson, search Budge Clinic ENT or call 435-716-1420. Local care with Intermountain expertise.
Friday edition, Clay and Buck will break down the absolute latest ongoing Fauci fallout, plus what's occurring in Iran. Also, big race coming up in November in California. Can Steve Hilton bring sunshine back to the Golden State? We will discuss as well. We'll take you into the weekend on the Friday edition of Clay and Buck.
10 to 1 on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. Hour 2 of today's show. It is still 96 degrees out there. I was hoping that I'd have better news for you as we start hour 2. We'd at least go down a degree or two, but no, 96 degrees. We've got a big hour here, so we'll jump right into it. We have a very special guest joining us here in the studio to talk about an upcoming event that you're going to want to be a part of. And so, you know, when we talk about events, we have a general rule that we try and talk about them as close to, but not too close to, the timing of the event. This is one where you can't really do that. You have to give people a good at least month lead time so that they can be a part of this. And what is it? It's the 9/11 Day of Service commemorative event here throughout all of Cache Valley. And as the name implies, this is centered around service projects, getting people out in their communities, yes, celebrating being a part of the community, but also commemorating the tragedy of September 11th, 2001, but doing it in a way that you're not just standing around being sad, you're doing something to help your neighbors and your community. Joining us now, one of the organizers who just told me that he and a committee of folks have been working on this for months. We have a former state representative and at times busiest guy in the valley, Jack Draxler. We were joking about this, that you have after leaving the legislature, I thought, he'll travel, which I'm sure you've done some of, and then we'll just slowly not hear his name anymore as he settles into something more peaceful. But you've stayed really involved, and this is just your latest project that you've been either voluntarily or or with a little arm twisting roped into. This is a big one, though.
It is.
This is the timing of September 11th this year, you mentioned, allows for this to be a 2-day event, Friday and Saturday. But the whole point of this is just touching to me. The idea of recognizing, commemorating that tragic event in a way that is positive in its outcome.
Right. It's been 25 years, Jason, and it is our 250th birthday as a nation.
Sure.
The timing is really right for it, and our goal is very simple. We want to make this coming September 11th the biggest day of service in Cache Valley's history. And there are wonderful people who've been working on this for months. I'm only a minor cog, and I told them I know you, so I'd come and talk about it. But it's going to be fantastic. We're hoping to have some 48 different service projects, and we need a ton of volunteers. We need the people of Cache Valley to turn out and serve each other, which I have no doubt they will do because we're really noted for our service here in this valley. So there are projects that involve cities, schools, nonprofits, churches of all denominations, businesses, Utah State University, service clubs, and various community organizations. And it's just what we envision is Cache Valley coming together and just having a huge day to commemorate these things. To remember the unfortunate events of September 11th, 2001, but also to pay tribute to the resilience of our country. And here we are with 250 years, which on a worldwide basis is still a young country, but for us, it's pretty darn significant.
It's kind of funny when you think about that, right? When you 250 years seems like a long time, and then the rest of the world sees us as the teenagers on the planet, right? But this is amazing, Jack, because I'm just scrolling here, and just to give people a little taste, we would need the full hour for me to just list the opportunities for you to be a part of this. But everything from weed cleanup at the soccer fields in South Logan, Nibley, I forget which. I think that's Nibley, the Blackhawk area, those Blackhawk Park soccer fields. So weed cleanup around there. Another opportunity is meal preparation for the William A. Bernard Warming Center. They prep meals and freeze them ahead of the cold season when the Warming Center opens, usually around Thanksgiving. Washing windows at the English Language Center, planting lilacs at the Elk Ridge Park. I mean, this just goes on and on and on. I assume, so people can go in. You can do this right now via the website, Cache Valley Day of Service. You can suggest an idea for a project, organize. They have instructions on how you can organize your own project to add to the list. And then just join a project that someone else or the committee has added to the list. But did people come to you in the committee and say, here's something that really needs to be done in my neighborhood?
Yeah,
that is so cool.
We put the word out, and again, I need to pay tribute to Cache Community Connections, which is kind of the overarching sponsor of this. This is an interfaith organization that was organized by Mayor Doug Thompson within a day or two after the 9/11 attacks in 2001 to make sure that we didn't have bitterness, but that we had hope and service and kindness and tolerance in our community. And so it's still in service today. And so Cache Community Connections is still operating, still doing great things. Another person who was closely involved with that was Dean Quayle, who's many people will recognize his name. I was mayor of North Logan at the time. There were several people that were in the ground floor of this, and it's been a great organization. And this day of service is really going to be a big deal. This
is huge.
Like I said, there's like 48 projects so far.
Yeah.
And we're going to need everybody. We're going to need people to say, okay, I'm going to mark my calendar. I'm going to participate in the day of service or the days of service.
Yeah, the 11th and the
12th. 11th and the 12th. And then it will be culminated with a really nice commemoration program on Saturday the 12th at Willow Park at 11 a.m., where we will pay tribute. We'll have a presentation of the colors by the Civil Air Patrol. We'll have interfaith prayers and some veteran remarks. We'll reflect on the service projects that have been accomplished. And the Bridgerland Brass Band will be there to play. And most importantly to a lot of us, a bunch of free food. There'll be hot dogs, tamales, watermelon, ice cream, and drinks.
Oh, wow.
All provided by very generous donors. And everybody's welcome.
This is honestly amazing. The Cache Community Connections, what they do, outside of events like this is amazing. Organizing, service in the community. This is just. I mentioned to you, Jack, that I told you my story of listeners have heard it a few times, but told you my story of that day and getting that text, turn on CNN, and tuning in just in time to see the smoke coming out of the first tower, and then actually getting to see the second plane. And you're so speechless and horrified by these events. I remember days later trying to find something to do with myself, basically, and I was looking for people in my neighborhood who needed help, or I just wanted to do something for someone else, sort of to make myself feel better about what I just watched play out and the fear everybody had at the time of what was going to happen next. And so I think about this, and this is just the best way, whether you're commemorating the death of a loved one, whether you're commemorating a horrific event like 9/11, getting out and doing something, productive, is the absolute best way to memorialize the event in a productive way. And again, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling here through 48 events so far. At the website, when you visit again, CacheValleyDayofService.com, click on Join a Project. These projects, everyone will tell you how many volunteers are needed and how you can go about signing up. But also, again, at Cache Valley Day of Service, you can organize a project of your own. If there's something in your neighborhood, something you know about around your area that a group of 10 or 20 could take care of in an afternoon, or have an idea you'd like to suggest directly to the organizers, there's a form there for that as well. Different ways you can help, even volunteering for the day's events. Really, really cool opportunities here. CacheValleyDayofService.com. And stick around. More of our guest, Jack Draxler, here in the studio talking about a 2-day community-wide day of service commemorating September 11th, 2001. We'll be back right after this.
News Talk 610 AM, 102.1 FM, KVNU.
The Murdoch Auto Team has been part of Utah's automotive fabric for over 100 years, a century of building a name you can trust.
And it's been a privilege for the Murdoch family to grow alongside this community. We are so proud to have served our friends and neighbors for generations.
Now we're carrying that same commitment forward as we head to a new horizon, driving together into a bigger, brighter future.
You've got to come and see us at any of our 10 locations across the Wasatch Front or online at murdochautotteam.com.
Comfort isn't something you should cross your fingers and hope for. It should be guaranteed. That's why at Canyon Plumbing and Heating, our membership plan gives you true peace of mind. For less than $10 a month, you get priority scheduling, discounted rates, and system checks twice a year, so your home stays safe and comfortable. Protect your home, protect your comfort. Call Canyon Plumbing and Heating or visit canyonph.net. Canyon Plumbing and Heating, comfort made easy.
This is Ryan at My Mattress. When I started this company almost 20 years ago, I knew I needed the best vendors as partners. I had a goal to get Tempur-Pedic and Telebed Purple and Sealy Posturepedic, since they were by all accounts the best. As many of you know, these brands have been my partners for many years now. Add that to our 90-day sleep guarantee, our 90-day price guarantee, and that's why we're the #1 mattress company in northern Utah. Thank you, Cache Valley. Isn't it time to sleep exceptionally? Only at My Mattress.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. Here in the studio with us, we have former state representative Jack Draxler talking to us about an upcoming valley-wide day of service. This is planned, a 2-day event planned for September 11th and 12th. And this is, of course, a commemorative event of the terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001, but recognizing those attacks by celebrating our communities through service. This is something Utahns are known for. And this is a perfect way to commemorate the event because you are not only recognizing, the impact of September 11th, 2001, but you're doing it in a way that's leaving the world in a better place. Even if it's cleaning up a trail, there are many projects along those lines, removing some weeds near the soccer fields in Nibley, helping prepare meals to be frozen for the opening, usually around Thanksgiving, of the William A. Bernard Warming Center. There's a Logan Cemetery tree planting project. On top of this, if you have an idea yourself, If you go to the website, cachvalleydayofservice.com, not only can you see all these projects that have already been organized that are seeking volunteers for September 11th and 12th, you can suggest one or even organize one yourself. There are instructions there on how to do that. And, Jack, you mentioned during the break that there are also some opportunities to get young people involved in this in a fun way. Sorry. Wrong button.
You bet.
I'm new.
We're hoping to get people of all ages involved. There's even going to be a youth art contest for children between the ages of 7 and 16, where, again, on the website, they can apply to submit art of various projects so that they're commemorating not only just 9/11, but our 250th anniversary as a nation. And really
cool.
Success isn't just getting the weeds pulled and the windows cleaned, but although that's really important, but the real success is building stronger relationships between neighbors and communities and organizations.
That's sort of the secret agenda of service projects, right? You meet people, and they're often from your own neighborhood. You've maybe never had a conversation with them before, but you meet people, and then your connection to your own community is stronger after that.
Yeah, we would love for this to become an annual event.
Oh,
if we can get
love
people out, and if we can, regard it as something that we just do in our valley as service, it's really exciting.
Yeah, this is honestly it's an amazing way to. It's difficult to talk about September 11th in a lot of ways because we're far enough along now that you can use words like community celebration or a positive experience. But this was a horrific event that left a nation scarred. And I kind of, it's almost like a defiant act to go out and do something positive, to commemorate it, to go out and improve your community, to hang out with your neighbors in a service project environment. It's almost like I say, an act of defiance to say, this is, we're going to be this country. We're going to be this valley. Mm-hmm. And I love that. And for the kids, if you want to see the art contest rules, they're up now as well at Cache Valley Day of Service. Again, recommended themes are community, service, and, of course, America 250. You can see the art contest rules and then submit art and an application for the contest right there at the website. And this is, again, a 2-day event, cachvalleydayofservice.com, to see the projects already organized, to see the instructions on how to organize your own project, whether you're doing it with your coworkers, your family, your neighbors, a church group, or just yourself even. You can submit ideas for projects. And this is honestly the coolest thing. And so as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, Jack, you can start signing up for these projects Saturday, right? August 1st?
Correct.
Is that okay?
Yep. And we wanted to, have the July 4th and July 24th behind us.
Sure.
People are busy during those times, but now we really need to ramp up because we're only a little over a month away from what we hope to be just a huge day of service, and we have every reason to think it will be.
Yeah, this is, and then again, around all this is a commemorative event, and so in addition to the service projects, which you can submit yourself or join one that's already organized, starting this Saturday at cachvalleydayofservice.com. You can also see the details Jack mentioned on the event, the commemorative event, which will happen Saturday, September 12th at Willow Park, 11 a.m. Free food, as he mentioned, hot dogs, tamales, watermelon, ice cream, things like that, but also a chance to connect with local nonprofits. If you've never seen the band, the Bridgeland Brass Band, they're fun.
They're awesome.
They're fun because they're having so much fun as they're doing it. But
they performed in the noon concert at the Tabernacle.
Oh, really?
This week.
That's very.
And that's another thing that Cache Community Connections has sponsored for years. Those noon music at the Tabernacle concerts. They've been extremely popular.
When I went to my first one, I was shocked to see, and this was before the Tabernacle revamp, but I was shocked to see the place packed. full at noon on like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And Cache Community Connections is an amazing organization. And this is an amazing event, honestly. The work that has gone into this, Jack, you and everyone involved deserve, a tip of the hat, because just the projects that are already there, 48 projects already created that you can sign up for starting this Saturday, but also the website where you can organize your own project. I'm sitting here in my own head. I'm thinking of things in my local neighborhood that 10 volunteers could knock out in a couple of hours on Friday or Saturday. And I hope everybody does that. You're hoping to have events all throughout the valley, right?
Absolutely. And the bulk of the projects will be on Friday.
Sure.
That will be a full day of work, but there will be several on Saturday as well, and then our commemoration program will be on Saturday. So it's going to be neat. It's going to be a couple of great days.
This is a really, really cool idea. I love this. Again, projects range from, just everything. Meal prep for those frozen meals for the William A. Bernard Center, perfectly timed. They usually prep those in anticipation of freezing them, and then they're opening around Thanksgiving as temperatures cool. But you can also be a part of weed clearing at the Blackhawk Park's soccer fields for the community there. There are a couple of trail repair projects. There are tree planting projects, window cleaning projects. There is I love this one. Move a fence. That's for the Christmas Car Project organization, and they have a fence that needs to be moved so they can continue on with their nonprofit work. And so that's one of the projects. Come out. They need 12 volunteers to, in one afternoon, move a fence, not tear it down, move it from one spot to another.
You bet.
I love it.
And many hands makes light work.
Yeah, 12 people. You could have that done in a couple of hours, I think. That is really cool. There's also, this is an interesting one that I kind of actually want to see, if not even volunteer for, but refurbishing historic hand carts. Mm-hmm. That's a cool project. So, everything. Landscaping projects in Providence. There, there for a couple there that need some help after a family tragedy. There are so many different things you can sign up for here. Yeah. The website again, CacheValleyDayofService.com. Our guest again, former State Representative Jack Draxler, and Jack. Hopefully, we have a chance to have you back before the event. We can talk about, because you'll have even more organized projects by the end of August. But honestly, a pleasure to spotlight this today.
It's a pleasure, and thanks for having me. I do need to give a shout out to our executive committee who's been planning these days of service for months now.
This is a lot of work.
Our chair is David Zook. There are many, many people from every kind of faith organization, business, service organizations, schools that have served on that committee. And there's several subcommittees within that have taken on the task of getting projects, getting volunteers, getting the word out, and just another organization that is participating very closely with this is Just Serve. And so it's going to be great. So I just encourage everybody to participate. Get out there and volunteer, and we'll have a great day.
That is honestly
a couple of great days.
And shout out to the sponsors here that are helping you guys do this as well on the website. Rocky Mountain Veterans Center, Little Spring Water, M&J Tamales. I assume they're going to be there on the Saturday the 12th event.
Yep.
The Bridgeland Brass Band, of course, Casper's Ice Cream, Square One Printing, Watkins Printing, Zions Bank, Macy's, Pepsi, and the Salvation Army. And then, of course, we can't forget the Civil Air Patrol and the Baron. He'll be there as well. So this is a really cool way to commemorate 9/11 on the 11th and 12th this year here in Cache Valley. Valley-wide events you can sign up for. You can also organize a project of your own and invite people to volunteer to be a part of this 2-day service event. Again, all the information you need and the projects already organized you can start signing up for this Saturday at CacheValleyDayofService.com. I've also linked to that on our Facebook page, and we'll speak again with our guest, former State Representative Jack Draxler. Thank you for being here today. To our listeners, thank you for being here as well. Stick around. More of For the People after the news with KVNU's Will Feel Right.
Well, thank you, Jason. The Cache County Council earlier this week tabled the appointment of members to a new Recreation Center Study Committee following internal disagreements over the selection process and potential bias. Now, the council was slated to vote on 8 nominees that were being proposed by policy analyst Andrew Erickson to form the Regional Recreation Center Feasibility Study Committee. However, County Executive George Daines objected to the selection process, arguing the individuals were chosen primarily by invitation rather than through strict adherence to established rules. Now, council member Joanne Bennett also questioned the panel's neutrality, noting that several nominees have longstanding associations with county recreation initiatives. Now, Bennett called for the inclusion of unbiased members who do not already hold firm opinions on the project. Now, Council Chair Sandy Goodlander postponed the appointments until the Council's next meeting on August 11th. Now, once finalized, the semi-official committee will oversee the second phase of a county-wide indoor recreation feasibility study and deliver a final recommendation report to the Council by March 1st of next year. Well, in other news, a 59-year-old retired law enforcement officer is facing multiple felony charges after allegedly pointing a gun at police and firing shots inside a hotel room in Bluffdale last Friday. Kevin Lee Cheatwood was charged with 2 counts of assault on a peace officer and 2 counts of felony discharge of a firearm, along with 2 misdemeanors. Now, Cheatwood, who reportedly served 30 years as an officer in Alabama, is currently transient, according to court documents. Now, police had responded to reports that Cheatwood had fired a weapon inside a hotel bathroom. Now, arriving officers say they found him in a bathtub. Authorities say that Cheatwood pointed a handgun at 2 officers, forcing them to retreat into a hallway before another shot was heard. Now, Cheatwood ignored commands to exit the room for about 10 minutes before additional officers arrived and took him into custody. Now, investigators say they later found 2 spent shell casings and a bullet hole in the ceiling. And finally, Utah County prosecutors are urging a judge to send Tyler Robinson to trial for the September 2025 assassination of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Now, in a 28-page memorandum that was filed on Tuesday, prosecutors argued that evidence from a 5-day preliminary hearing overwhelmingly establishes probable cause for 7 criminal counts, including aggravated murder and witness tampering. Now, according to the filing, Kirk was shot in the neck from a campus rooftop during the Turning Point USA event back in September. Now, prosecutors contend that Robinson had planned the attack for over a week, left DNA on a sniper rifle, and later texted his roommate saying that it was him at UVU. Now, the state also alleges that Robinson hid the weapon and ordered text messages to be deleted. Now, Kirk's family has already urged for a swift decision in the case. Now, the defense must respond by August 11th, and the judge has already scheduled to rule on the matter coming up September 1st. Well, it's been another hot one today, with dry conditions continuing as we head towards the rest of the week and into the weekend, as we're going to see temperatures only get hotter as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. Today we are in the mid-90s. Tonight we're going to drop into the mid to low 60s. Then more sunny weather tomorrow. Temperatures expected to be around 100, and then possibly 104 on Saturday, 103 on Sunday. And congratulations to some of this year's Best of Northern Utah winners, like Bear River Charter School, also Madsen Remodeling Incorporated, and Young Automotive Group. Some of the winners in this year's Best of Northern Utah. You can check out the full list of all the winners by picking up a copy of the Best of Northern Utah magazine, available at many great local businesses throughout the valley. And for KVNU News, I'm Will Feelwright.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. A government report today shows that from April to June, the U.S. economy grew less than analysts were expecting.
And the Commerce Department also says overall economic growth is slowing down. GDP increased by an annual rate of 1.5% in the second quarter of the year. Keep in mind, though, consumers power the economy, and consumer spending has been very resilient. One sign that we are seeing in this data is that consumers are dipping into their savings to help pay for some of these higher prices.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. The federal government is warning communities about cyber threats to water systems after 30 plants in Minnesota were hit with cyber attacks. Multiple U.S. officials tell ABC News the attacks may be linked to Iran. Colin Gray, the father of Georgia teenager Colt Gray, who carried out a deadly mass shooting at his high school, has been sentenced to 15 years in prison. Prosecutors say he provided the rifle used in the 2024 attack, where 2 students were killed. This is ABC News.
Weeds don't take the summer off, and now, neither does Logan Extermination. Their new specialty lawn spray isn't temperature sensitive, so it keeps fighting weeds even during the hottest days of summer. For just $55, they'll treat up to 1,000 square feet, targeting tough weeds like dandelions, thistle, and the king of all weed kings, morning glory. Call Logan Extermination today at 435-752-8450. That's 752-8450. Online at loganextermination.net, a division of Anderson Seed and Garden.
Hey Utah, have you heard? Nuclear energy might be coming to our state. Now, before your brain jumps straight into sci-fi movies, let's talk about what nuclear actually does. Nuclear technology helps power our nation's submarines, supports life-saving cancer treatments, and produces reliable electricity for millions of homes. That said, nuclear power also comes with a lot of misconceptions. Don't worry, we get it. Energy decisions matter, and Utahns deserve the facts. Learn more about nuclear and what it can mean for you. Visit energy.utah.gov/nuclear.
This is Cache County Fire District Chief Brady George. Due to ongoing fire dangers, fire restriction orders have been increased to Stage 2 restrictions. These include the following acts. Building, maintaining, attending, or using fire or campfire is prohibited, including charcoal grills, pellet grills, or ash-producing fuels. All other restrictions remain in place, including no smoking except within an enclosed vehicle, trailer, or building, a developed recreation site, or while stopped in an area that is paved or free from dry vegetation. No cutting, welding, or grinding metal in areas of dry vegetation. No operating a motorcycle, chainsaw, ATV, or other small internal combustion engine without an approved and working spark arrestor. No discharging or using fireworks, tracer ammunition, or other pyrotechnic devices, including exploding targets. Cache County Fire District urges all residents and visitors to use caution during outdoor activities. Preventing wildfires and protecting the beauty of Cache County is a shared responsibility.
Who do you turn to if you want to change out your wood or pellet stove? Advanced Fireplace and Stove. They were voted the gold medalist for Best of Northern Utah for the 6th year in a row in the fireplace retrofit category. Be ready when the government's next wood and pellet replacement incentives pop up. Advanced Fireplace and Stove can help you navigate the paperwork. For more information, call Advanced Fireplace and Stove, the 6-time Best of Northern Utah gold medalist. 752-7272. Online at advancedfireplaceandstove.com.
There's just something about Bear Lake. The sparkling blue water, raspberry shakes, the way everyone seems to leave their worries behind. It's the kind of place where families reconnect. And once a year, it all comes together for the biggest celebration of the summer, Raspberry Days, August 6th through the 8th. Come to Bear Lake for 3 days of fun and entertainment for every age. If you've never experienced Raspberry Days, this is your year. And if you have, you already know why everyone keeps coming back. See the schedule of events at bearlake.org. Raspberry Days, August 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Hi, this is Gordon Deal. Friday on This Morning, America's First News. The U.S. and Iran continue posturing over control of the Strait of Hormuz. Also, if President Trump has few good options, if any, for ending the war, could he just declare victory and stop fighting? It's an idea that's been floated. Plus, why the vast majority of homeowners face a hidden tax. That and more, Friday on This Morning, America's First News. From 4 to 6 on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM and 102 FM. Your station for news and talk.
Welcome back to KVN News for the People. Thanks again to former State Representative Jack Draxler for joining us. I just want to hit on this one more time because this is so cool. They're hoping that this will become an annual event, but that really depends on turnout this year for the first ever Valley-wide Day of Service commemorating September 11th, 2001. So the 9/11 event this year, a 2-day event, 9/11 and 9/12, Friday and Saturday in September. is geared around getting people out in their communities performing acts of service. Right now, there are already 48 projects that have been suggested, and we'll begin seeking volunteers through the website, CacheValleyDayofService.com, this Saturday. But between now and September 11th, you can organize a project of your own. You can suggest a project. If you don't have time to organize it on your own, you can suggest a project to the committee, and they'll see if they can organize it. This can be anything from, maybe there's an elderly couple in your neighborhood that needs some yard work done. There is a project like that already in Providence, some landscaping for a family that experienced tragedy this year. There is also weed cleanup work where they're asking 12 volunteers to come out and help clean weeds around a soccer field that's popular with the kids in Nibley. There are window cleaning projects for local nonprofits. There are meal prep, helping prep the frozen meals for the William A. Bernard Warming Center. They prep them and freeze them in anticipation of the colder months when they usually open around Thanksgiving. So just, I don't know, I love this idea of recognizing September 11th, 2001, and doing it in almost a celebratory, defiant kind of way with service in your community. So the theme for this event is every neighbor is needed in the community, and I love that theme. And you can sign up for projects starting Saturday morning. CacheValleyDayofService.com. August 1st, sign up will open. And there is no deadline on this, of course, until September 11th when the projects will begin. So if you have an idea for a project or if you'd like to organize your own, those links are available at CacheValleyDayofService.com as well. And you can sign up starting Saturday to be a volunteer for the existing projects, 48 of them that have already been organized. And, of course, this is also being promoted by the state. This is part of it's been listed as one of the events for the statewide America 250 celebration calendar. So hopefully it gets a big response. But, yeah, go sign up for something. Again, starting Saturday, they're taking volunteers. There is one massive project where they're asking for 119 volunteers to help clear trails at the new outdoor rec complex at Mapleview Park in Logan. There's an opportunity to refurbish a teepee and a historic handcart. This is for a local gallery. There is I mentioned meal prep for William A. Bernard Warming Center. Wash windows and tables at the English Language Learning Center here in Cache Valley. If you know of a nonprofit that could use some help, if there's a neighbor of yours that could use some help, now of course check with them. You don't want to embarrass anyone or make things awkward for anyone, but you can simply organize the event yourself on the website and start soliciting volunteers. CacheValleyDayofService.com. This is all planned again for September 11th and 12th. This is a 2-day event, Friday and Saturday in September. And they will also have a celebration at Willow Park on Saturday morning, the second day of the Service Project event. That is 11 a.m. There will be free food, music from the Bridgerland Brass Band. Nonprofits will be there with their booths to help you learn more about them. Remarks from local veterans and the Veterans Center organizers. And, of course, the USU Civil Air Patrol cadets will be there to present colors and also be a part of the event itself. So a 2-day community-wide, valley-wide event. As Jack told us, they're hoping to have projects organized in every city in the valley at least. And you can join projects starting Saturday. Right now, you can go to CacheValleyDayofService.com and organize your own project for your neighborhood if there's a need you know of. Or if you don't have time to organize it yourself, you can suggest the project via the Have an Idea link there, and they'll see if they can, the committee will see if they can get it together on their own. So really, really cool thing. CacheValleyDayofService.com, again, the website. And please, do everything to make this a success. All right. We'll be back with more of KVNU's For the People right after this.
Keeping your lawn green doesn't mean using more water. Anderson Seed and Garden has the smart solutions to help your lawn and plants beat this summer heat. Products like Humic, Hydrotain, and Back to Green improve your soil, help it hold moisture, and can even reduce watering needs by up to 50% while keeping your lawn healthy and vibrant. Let the experts help you grow a greener lawn with less water. Anderson Seed and Garden, a 7-time Best of Northern Utah winner. Online at AndersonSeedandGarden.com.
By upgrading your landscape is easy with the creative touch of Canyon Landscaping. Imagine beautifully designed planting beds, an outdoor patio with landscape lighting to help you relax, entertain, and enjoy your home. Your project designed around your lifestyle and professionally installed, on budget and on time. See their work at canyonlandscaping.com or call 752-3838 to get started right away. Canyon Landscaping. Look for the leaf.
Hey, Chuck, I see you have a 4.8 review rating on Trustpilot. Nice.
Our staff is so proud of their over 8,000 stellar reviews on Trustpilot. One of the best reasons to do business with Dollar Loan Center is our amazing bank-like locations and real, live, friendly staff.
I know your Logan and Ogden customers just love your staff.
And so do I. We're so different than the average payday, check cashing, or title loan joints. We lend more and give more time to pay back. Look, our locations are amazing, great music on, and you immediately feel comfortable and welcome, like banks used to be. Another thing we do that banks used to do is actually lend money.
Dollar Loan Center lends up to $5,000 in minutes. Stop by in Logan, Ogden, or any of our 15 Utah locations to meet our real friendly staff. You can also apply over the phone or online at don'tbebroke.com.
Licensed by the Utah Department of Financial Institutions. Subject to approval, limitations may apply. See website for details.
Hi, this is Chris Wilson of Wilson Motor Company. It's the final days of our 83rd anniversary sale, our biggest sales event of the year. We have reduced prices on over 330 Ford, Nissan, and pre-owned vehicles. Check out our inventory online at wilsonmotor.com or drop in for a test drive at one of our 2 great locations, 328 North Main or our pre-owned superstore next to the Olive Garden. Hurry in, the 83rd anniversary sale ends on August 1st.
Wilson Motor Company, we make car buying easy.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. A couple of political headlines to wrap up the day. But this story is just beginning. This will be interesting. I mentioned this last week. Senator Mike Lee has made the SAVE Act, his bill that would, revamp elections in this country significantly, a priority for him. And he's spent a lot of months getting a lot of attention, at least on Twitter, talking about this and promoting this. The problem is he does not have the support for it. It doesn't have the votes. That said, you can't blame a guy for trying, right? It's coming up against the deadline, though. There's some disagreement over what the deadline should be, actually, interestingly enough. And that is whether it's this Saturday or whether it is August 8th. But either way, the clock is ticking. And Senator Mike Lee has suggested that there are 2 ways for this bill to pass, right? The traditional way, which is getting 60 votes. The other way for it to pass is to kill the filibuster, which is where you get that 60-vote requirement. Senator Mike Lee has tried to thread this needle a bit at first by saying, not outright, let's end the filibuster, but let's return to a talking filibuster, which, to be honest with you, this is one of the things that Senator Mike Lee and I have always agreed upon, because I think if you're going to bother to have a filibuster in the first place in the Senate, it should be that original. The point of the filibuster is that one person could derail legislation or hold up a vote but it would be painful for them to do it. They would have the option to do it, but it wouldn't come easy. And that's how you get these famous, 72-hour filibusters, which literally means that someone stands up, asks for time from the Senate president or whoever's presiding, and is granted that time, and then they just never stop talking. And they talk as long as they can. And the goal is to run out of clock or to get enough attention these days on the TV screens and on social media that you rally support to your side, and then calls start going into those who disagree with you, and they're getting pressure from their constituents. Why aren't you backing this person's idea? Because I saw them filibustering on TV and I like it, or I hate it, whatever. That's the original goal of the filibuster. But at a certain point, they did away with that actual requirement, and they just said all anyone has to do is signal their willingness to filibuster, and we'll go ahead and pretend they filibustered. Dumb. But so Senator Mike Lee and I agree on that. The problem is there isn't support for ending the filibuster either. So Senator Mike Lee's clock is going to tick out, and the SAVE Act, I predict, will not pass. That said, again, you can't blame a guy for trying, and Senator Mike Lee is making one last Hail Mary push to get his colleagues, to convince his colleagues to do away with the 60-vote requirement that is basically triggered by the existence of the filibuster. The filibuster itself is an interesting debate because Senator Mike Lee's not the first one to suggest this. In fact, the last time there was a really big push to do away with the filibuster, it was coming from Democrats because they don't have a majority, but the Republican majority isn't huge. And so if you did away with this was a few years ago when the shoe was on the other foot as far as who was in leadership. Democrats had the majority, but it was similar to the Republican majority now is what I meant to say, in that it wasn't a large majority. And so Democrats were talking about doing away with the filibuster because Republicans were able to pick off enough conservative Democrats to basically stop legislation once or twice. Legislation that was a priority for then President Biden. So now the same conversation was playing out, but with Republicans in the leadership, and it's coming from Senator Mike Lee. But again, there doesn't seem to be a lot of energy for this, or hasn't really. And I would guess that this is the nail in the coffin here. And interestingly enough, it also comes from Utah. So Senator Mike Lee has been fighting for the SAVE Act, pushing it. President Donald Trump has been a big outspoken supporter of this as well. It would basically end mail-in voting, require not only voter ID to register, but to vote, and a bunch of other like technical things that it would cause. States have been kind of hesitant to support this because it's just a few weeks or a few months from Election Day. So it was an uphill battle for Senator Lee from the start, is what I'm trying to say. And today, unexpectedly, I think the entire thing officially died when his own colleague, Senator John Curtis, in an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal today said, absolutely not. There is no way. So you couldn't lose a single Republican if you're going to try to end the filibuster. Senator John Curtis today in an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal saying there is basically no way you could get him to agree to do this. His exact word is, under no circumstances will I support any effort to end or alter the filibuster, as any party that does so wouldn't be guaranteed survival. Their agenda would be guaranteed death come the next majority. So basically, Senator Curtis is saying that Senator Mike Lee is not looking far enough down the road to a time when Democrats have the majority, or to a time when Republicans have a one or two seat majority, or Democrats, whatever it might be. The filibuster, Curtis argues, is the tool that allows the majority to function without the minority just monkey wrenching everything. But also, he said that the whole debate is misunderstood. He said the original structure of the filibuster forces senators to, he said, a small group of people sitting in a room through these issues, knowing what they wanted. It forced them to reach an agreement. You had to change legislation to get those one or two extra votes. Without a filibuster, the majority can literally just do whatever they want. And Curtis says Republicans won't always have the majority. So again, writing today, under no circumstances would he support ending the filibuster, which is technically